class, I am your teacher Rachel again, and for today I will be sharing to you another learning by immersing you all to the world of literature. But first, I want you to breathe in, breathe out, and ready yourself. Are you now relaxed and ready? Well, that's great. Now let's dive in. Today we will be talking about how literature developed from different periods. First period we have here is the apprenticeship period. Philippine literature in English was made possible when weeks after the surrender of Manila in 1898, the U.S. military government was set up and 7 schools in the city were reopened wherein English was first taught merely as a subject. This period from 1910 to 1935 is generally called the apprenticeship or imitation, as Virginia R. Moreno also describes it as a period of novices with their exercises in the fiction making and the rise of the new language. The Filipino writers frankly imitated American and English writers. This period shows how Filipinos are capable of expressing themselves in English through short stories that were either romantic tales of the past with legendary figures or were imitations of plots and themes from American and other foreign sources. One of notable writers of short stories in this period is Paz Mangara Laturina. Her famous works are The Small K, Insights, My Last Song, and Desire. Desire is one of her notable work wherein the story is a powerful representation of social issues and evocative of people's tendency to value external beauty over what's within. Also, this period also saw a proliferation of poetry that was dominated by naive, sentimental love lyrics written in an attempt in a loose rhetoric without much intellectual significance and overblown to achieve intensity. One poet that showed her prowess was Angela Manalang Gloria, wherein her outstanding qualities as a poet are the lyricism and a passionate romanticism. In this period, writing essays are also prominent, just like The Life's High Tide by George Bakubo. After the apprenticeship period, next in line is the emergence period, wherein it was a time of self-discovery and a rapid growth. A period of self-discovery and rapid growth? But why? It is because literature in this period made writers reflect the Filipino way of life, our traditional values as Filipinos, and the use of tropical vegetation of the islands as an appropriate backgrounds for their stories and poems. The fashion here is experimentation of different literary forms and techniques and moods. In this period, writers are deeply concerned with social consciousness, craftsmanship, and exploration of local color. Notable authors here are Manuel E. Argula and V.M. Gonzalez and Nick Joaquin, whose works reach the climax of realism and were very effective portrayals of Filipino life, evocative of the charm of rustic scenes rising to artistic value and significance. Notable works in this period are Love in the Corn Husk by Ida Rivera Ford, God Said I Made a Man by Jose Garcia Villa, and Pliant Like a Bamboo by L.B. Mallory. And that is why it was called the emergence period. Are you still listening? Great, because we are almost there. Last but ain't the least is the contemporary period. On 1946, the United States declared the Philippines as new nation, and with this grant of political freedom, most writers became more perceptive of what was going on in the country and the world at large. The literature in this period become become more influenced by American because Filipino writers get a scholarship to study abroad where they begin to write with the American market in view. This has not been entirely good for Filipino writers, although no doubt there are certain gains. Filipino literary works have been encouraged through different literary awards like the Palancam Memorial Awards, the Republic Cultural Heritage Award, the Philippine Free Press Short Story Contest, and the Stonehill Award, and more. Through this, the writers have a better knowledge of their craft. Here, liberation stories began to appear early during this period, where also the writers here reveal a growing mastery of a well-handled conflict, effective technique, imaginative expression, and compelling characterization. By and large, the Filipino writers in this period have succeeded in discovering a style by which Filipino psychology can be expressed with the foreign language as medium. By the way, in this period, the Filipino authors have improved their skills in the use of English language and their technical understanding has expanded. And that's the end of our discussion. Just remember, class, that these periods, apprenticeship, emergence, and contemporary periods, brought our literature into a more developed and rich, wherein notable works and authors have pulled us deeper into what's beyond every of their literary pieces. Because after all, it is not the words, but what is behind it.